Welcome back to Apex Sci-Fi. Mathematics is the universal language. In every corner of the galaxy, 1 plus 1 equals 2. Value is exchanged for equivalent value. This is the law of conservation of economics. But in the American suburbs, there exists a sect of people who violate this law. They are the extreme couponers. They walk into a store with a binder full of clipped paper. They fill 5 carts with mustard, deodorant, and sports drinks. The total comes to thousands of dollars. But then they open the binder. They hand over the paper. And the machine begins to subtract. To us it's a bargain. But to an alien civilization built on strict trade logic, this is impossible. They watch the total drop to zero. They watch the store pay the customer to take the merchandise. They conclude that these women are not shoppers. They are reality hackers. They have found a cheat code in the universe's source code that turns paper scraps into gold. Today's story is about the Audit Council of the Numeria system. They are a species of living calculators. They arrived on Earth to study our economy. They walked into a Kroger on double coupon day. And they witnessed a transaction so mathematically offensive that it caused their central processor to divide by zero and crash. This is the story of how a stockpile of detergent broke the alien mind. If you have ever stood behind a couponer in line and felt your soul leave your body, smash that like button. You have witnessed the ritual. And if you want to see an alien robot explode because a box of cereal cost -$3, subscribe and ring the bell. Scan the first item. High Auditor Pi 7 stood in the aisle of the supermart, disguised as a vending machine. The Numerians were beings of pure logic. To them, the universe was an equation. Input equals output. Observation log, Pi 7 transmitted to the mothership. The biologicals are engaging in resource accumulation. They trade green paper, currency, for goods. The exchange rate appears stable. 1 loaf of bread equals 3 units of currency. The math is sound. Keep monitoring, the prime integer commanded. We need to understand their inflation model before we invade. Wait, Pi 7 said, focusing his sensors on aisle 4. Anomaly detected. A unit designated as Karen has entered the arena. She is pushing 4 carts. 4 carts? Is she feeding a battalion? Negative. The carts are filled exclusively with hot sauce. 500 bottles of Frank's Red Hot. What? Is the sauce a fuel source? Unknown. But she looks determined. She carries the tome. Pi 7 zoomed in on the object in Karen's child seat. It was a 3-ring binder 4 inches thick, organized with color-coded tabs. It looks like a weapon manual, Pi 7 noted. She guards it with her life. Karen approached checkout lane 3. The cashier, a teenager named Josh, looked at the 4 carts of hot sauce inside. The sigh of a man who knows he is about to die. The transaction begins, Pi 7 narrated. The cashier scans the items. The total, displayed on the screen, is rising rapidly. $500. $1,000. $1,500. The debt is accumulating. This is sustainable, the prime integer said. She receives goods, she incurs debt. She must pay the equivalent value in green paper. The total is finalized, Pi 7 read. $2,450.98. A significant sum. Now let us observe the payment. Karen did not reach for her wallet. She reached for the tome. She unzipped the binder. A golden light seemed to emanate from the plastic sleeves. It was just the fluorescent lights, but Pi 7 was dazzled. She began to produce the papers. Small, rectangular scraps with barcodes. She is handing him trash? Pi 7 asked. Scraps of newsprint? Surely this has no value. The cashier took the first stack. He scanned them. Beep, beep, beep. Pi 7's sensors widened. Prime integer. Look at the total. It is reversing. On the screen the number began to plummet. $2,450? $2,000? $1,500. Impossible, the prime integer shouted over the comms. Entropy only goes one way. Debt cannot be erased by paper. What kind of alchemy is this? She keeps handing him more. Pi 7 panicked. She has a coupon for buy 1 get 1 free. She has a manufacturer's rebate. She has store credit. The numbers are falling faster than a collapsing star. The total hit $500. Then $100. Then $10. Stop her, the prime integer yelled. She is stealing the matter. She is hacking the terminal. I cannot interfere. Pi 7 said. The cashier accepts the codes. He is complicit. He scans them with resignation. It is a ritual. Then Karen pulled out the ultimate weapon. She is producing a competitor's coupon, Pi 7 whispered. But this is Kroger. That coupon is for Publix. The systems are incompatible. The cashier looked at the coupon. He looked at the manager. The manager nodded. He scanned it. Beep. The total dropped to $0. Zero, Pi 7 stuttered. She has acquired mass, 40 energy. She has created matter from nothing. She is a god. But Karen wasn't done. Wait, she told the cashier. You forgot the overage. Overage? Pi 7 asked. What is overage? It means the value of the coupon exceeds the value of the item, the cashier explained to the manager. The hot sauce was on sale for $2. The coupon is for $3 off. We owe her $1 per bottle. Pi 7's internal fan began to spin violently. Logic error. Syntax error. Value cannot be negative. You cannot pay the customer to take the inventory. That is economic suicide. The cashier sighed again. He typed something. The drawer opened. He took out a crisp $50 bill. He handed the $50 to Karen. And he let her leave with 500 bottles of hot sauce. Pi 7 sparked. Smoke poured from his vents. She raided the store. Pi 7 glitched. She took the resources, and she took the currency. She left with more than she entered. She broke the law of equivalent exchange. Retreat, the prime integer ordered. This species is too dangerous. They have weaponized arithmetic. If we trade with them, they will buy our entire fleet for a nickel and an expired voucher. Where is she going? Pi 7 asked, watching Karen exit. She is going to her vehicle. A minivan. It is filled to the brim with toilet paper and detergent. She is a hoarder of value, Pi 7 concluded. She is stockpiling for the apocalypse. She knows something we don't. Pi 7 decloaked and ran towards Karen. Human. Pi 7 shouted. Teach me the magic. How do you bend the numbers? Karen stopped. She looked at the strange robot man. She smiled. It's called stacking, honey, she said. Here. Take a flyer. Tuna is 10 cents next week. She handed him a glossy paper. Pi 7 scanned it. Limit 50 per customer. 50. Pi 7 whispered. I can own 50 units of fish, for the price of a gumball? Welcome to the game, Karen winked. The Nemirian Empire never invaded Earth. Instead, they became the galaxy's most annoying shoppers. They travel from planet to planet, arguing with merchants about double points and loyalty rewards. They crashed the economy of the Alpha Centauri system by using a loophole in the coupon policy for Starship fuel. And back on Earth, Karen is sitting in her garage surrounded by a wall of hot sauce. She doesn't even like hot sauce. But it was free. And she made $50. And in the end, isn't that what life is all about? This has been Apex Sci-Fi. We think math is rigid. Couponers know it's just a suggestion. If you have a stash of plastic bags filled with other plastic bags, hit that like button. Comment below. What is the best deal you've ever gotten? Did the store pay you? Subscribe. And always check the expiration date. Transaction complete.